What's up, everybody? We're gonna be taking a live look at Shibarium beta, guys. This is actually pretty exciting. Just waiting to see if anybody else is gonna join this live. How is my audio? Immortal music, what's going on? This is pretty interesting. Just seeing like how the test net is. So I did create just the now it is unofficially live. So because it's unofficially live, I created just a brand new wallet just to be able to test it out, just to be able to see. So far, this is new, like the puppy scan.sheeb.io. As well as this, I did this transaction here. Um, it gave me 10 bones. So these are all test token. See if I could put the contract address. Maybe it'll show up there. Right. Boom. Yep, there it is right here from the test. So it looks like everything is definitely up and running. Few things that I see here. Now they do have let you know a little bit more about as far as if you want to become a validator. Once you connect your wallet, you click on that, and it takes you, I guess, to all the different steps that you need to take. You also have become a delegator, and from here, I'm assuming you just have to just um, click on one of these validators and just stake your tokens. Since let's see, become a delegator, my account. I guess they don't have that part. Oh, there it is right here. Looks like I could become a delegator. Let's see how that works. Maximum of 10 bone. Delegate. Gotta. You don't have enough. Okay. Let me see if I go back to the faucet and see if I could get just to be able to do that transaction. Yeah, I saw your I saw the memo, so but this to me is it's looking pretty good. I'm super excited. I mean, it's middle of the night, so you're not hearing the excitement in my voice, but trust me, guys, I'm super excited about this. All right, let's see if it will now let me be able to delegate right here. Max, continue, delegate. And it seemed like it's super easy to use as well too. Okay, still I guess the for the faucet it still haven't okay. It's still pending, I guess. So they definitely need to at least release some of the documents because right now all I'm doing just going around just playing around with different stuff like a kid, so 91% block. It's still pending. Um Also want to see the price action. So one thing about it, I think people are starting to see this. I think it's starting to surface on Twitter. So we might see a little bit of a pump on Bone. So if we see that, I think that would be a cool little way to kick off the party with a nice pump on Bone. So this is the puppyscan.io. So it's kind of like Etherscan. You could view all the different transactions here. So they looks like they've been testing it since March the 6th. So let's see that transaction's still pending. So without this going through, I can't get the faucet. Oh, there it is. Did it just confirm? Did it just confirm? Let's see. Max. 10 bone. Boom. Delegate. Nope. Still not working. See how staking works. Well, I guess staking is it's the same thing as being a delegator, I guess. I think that's pretty insightful. Give you a little breakdown as far as like being a validator, being a delegator, staking. They said they allocated 12% of the total supply to fund the staking rewards. As a validator, you get to set your own commission for accepting delegators to your node. We also provide annual rewards as incentive. Got your balance. Switch networks. Let's see. Okay. I guess okay, this one is not live. PuppyNet. So I'm assuming the PuppyNet is actually the main net. Crypto Rich, what's going on, brother? I try to be on top of it, and like I'm when it comes to crypto for some reason, man, I'm like a fanatic, especially when it comes to the Sheeb ecosystem. Let's try submitting another transaction, see if I can get some more faucet tokens. Yeah, it's unofficial. Um, but the website, I mean, I came directly from shibariumtech.com, and before it, I just put beta.shibarium. So to me, it is the official site because of that. Because normally with the website address, scammers can't, create a subdomain for already existing website. hopefully, hopefully it blows up, crypto rich. Now, I'm still looking at the price of bone, seeing if that's gonna explode. I wouldn't expect it to. Um, I mean, probably people coming in and FOMOing in, but I wouldn't expect it to like have a immediate impact uh on the price of bone. All right, let's see if I could now delegate again. All right, let's see. So now I got 20 bones. Okay, so I guess maybe I have to buy this, which would suck. I thought it's like a faucet where you. Uh, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. Where you could set up to become a validator. My prediction, at least $10. Like if everything goes smoothly, then we get all these projects start coming in, because right now, I mean, from the last numbers that we gotten over 3,000. Uh, that's between like influencers as well as different projects and businesses coming in to Shibarium. So if, let's just say, 50% of those of that 3,000 is different projects, they're gonna need bone to be able to purchase, and those bone that they purchase, they're pretty much those bones pretty much would be out of circulation. So the price skip it's gonna cause it to have a huge parabolic move, which would cause the price to start skipping. So $10 at the least, and that's just my opinion. But I think it's pretty cool though. Like they let you become a validator right here on the site. Hopefully, if it's the same way as the when mainnet is out, because that way you could just upload, do your logo, your website, and boom, you'll become a validator. Like that's super easy. Inactive. See, that's the thing I don't understand. As far as like, I do typically see some validators are inactive. I don't know if that means that they don't have the program running anymore. Maybe one of you guys may know. Yeah, overall, I think this is pretty nice. This is a test net. Let's put the bone here. And I guess this may be a bug that may have to get reported because this is still on 91%. Sheesh, D Strong. Talk about a whale. Hey, big congrats, man. Big congrats. Definitely, if we get the $8, yeah, you'll be a millionaire for sure, man. That's woo. When did you get in? Did you recently just got in, or you just been accumulating? Sheesh, 107,000. Like, let's just take a look at the and just see like, and we currently right now with holder counts on bone 79,000. Like if we compare that to Sheeb, oh, the Sheeb, yeah, 3 days ago, nice man. That is freaking awesome, man. Like 1.3 million, and this is how I. This is how I assess like as far as going really big on bone. It's due to the fact that we already have this amount of holders. You know, granted, not everybody's going to be active in Shibarium, but even if half this number like becomes active, then this is gonna it's gonna make the price go skyrocket. And I am a firm believer of any crypto that has either a layer one or a layer two, um, being potentially one of the top cryptos because all these cryptos right here, aside from the stables, they're either a layer one or a layer two. Now, once you start getting to Uniswap, use case for Uniswap is anytime that there's a transaction that's made, part of the, I believe, the Uni token that's being burnt. So, use cases for anything that's typically with burns, like with massive amount of volume, they tend to do well. So, man, yeah, you Michael said he only had 80,000. That's man, that's awesome, man. Walter, man, you still have more than me. I had about 15K of bone. Um, but my wife got sick. She actually had to have open heart surgery, and because of that, unfortunately, I had to sell some of my, well, not some, all of it. So now I'm actually rebuilding it back up. I'm currently like close to like 9,000. Um, but hopefully, it don't go off without me. So, but 15K, that's still good. That is a great amount in my opinion. So where do you guys think Bone could realistically get? Yeah, she's doing okay now. Yeah, she's definitely recovering. It was just like a big shock to the overall family. Like it just came out, literally came out of nowhere. So Yeah, I sold my sheep back in, I want to say December. December of 20, either 21. Yeah, December 21. Um because once I saw that Robinhood wasn't going to list it right away, I was like, yeah, it's time for me to get out. Kind of mad cuz I was up like over 100k on the on Sheeb. Like I put in maybe about like 6 7,000, and that grew to like over 100k. I was like, whoa. And the crazy thing about it too, like my cousin actually became a millionaire off of Sheeb. He first mentioned Sheeb to me back either March or February of 2021. And when he mentioned it, I was like, what is this crap right here? I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And he bought in. And the crazy thing about it, he became a millionaire like the first run up when Binance listed. And it ate that 5 zeros, it got to 4 zeros. He became an instant millionaire. And I was like, no way, bro. So I don't know who put him on it. Matter of fact, that's something I need to ask him. Like, how did he find out about Sheeb? But I had an opportunity to get in because when I first looked at it, it was either at maybe 7 zeros. Sheeb was at 7 zeros or 6 zeros. But I passed on it. I was like, nah, I never heard of this coin before. Nah, that's a nice amount, Michael. 2 billion. Oh, okay. So how am I on the website? So if it's Shibarium Tech, so it's beta.shibarium tech. So once you on there, you actually be able to see the beta version of it. I did create a brand new wallet just in case, just to be safe. And I got it connected because if you're not connected, you're not going to be able to see all of this other feature. Um, and this is like the test net for like any transaction. So I got 10 bone. So these are all test tokens. So these are not uh actual bone tokens. And not only that, you have this puppyscan.sheeb.io. So it's gonna serve as kind of like our ether scan. Nice, your barber put you on Sheep early. Yeah, that's the same thing for me. Like so many people in the comment section, they used to just come randomly, just like Shibarium's fake. I'm like, yo, how do you know? Like, how do you know Shibarium is fake? Avalanche. Man, this news with especially with Bitcoin, then forgot what the bank's name, they went under or filing for bankruptcy. So the big question is how many assets do they currently have? I, wow, so he really got in that early then. Crypto Rich. He doesn't cut hair anymore. Clear cryptos. That CCX. This is the first time I'm hearing of them. What do they do? Uh, I may have to do some research on them. Clear cryptos. I love seeing this. Like a low circulating supply. I love seeing that. Federal contractor. Enterprise adoption of Web3 and blockchain. Oh yeah, because didn't they say is it Gemini with JP Morgan? Then they just cut, yeah. They pulled the plug on them, yeah. Yeah, like for me, most of my probably like 97% of my assets, they're either in a cold storage or a decentralized wallet because these exchanges like start, man, I remember when I first when I first started into crypto, it was by luck. Back in 2016, one of my friends like made me join this network marketing, and for some reason with that network marketing you needed to have Bitcoin. So and the site that I bought my first Bitcoin on, I mean, it was like a shady looking site. They ended up getting shut down by the FBI, ironically enough. But I bought Bitcoin when it was around like 800, like going on $900. I bought I bought 2.5 Bitcoins. And I really thought I did something too, guys. Like when I sold it right around like maybe like $2,000 or $3,000. I was like, yo, I'm like the best trader ever. Then a few months later, that joint runs up to 19,000. But it's pretty interesting. I'll definitely keep an eye on it. I'm still waiting to see if this right here would. I mean, it says successful, but it's not popping up though. Because I was trying to do a test just to see if I could. Woo! How did that happen? You say you lost over 100 G's with Gemini? Sheesh. I'm surprised, like, they still. Let me see. Let me check Twitter. I'm surprised that they have not said anything yet about it. Because the fact that, you know, other people are able to just go on there and just play around with it, I'm surprised that there's no official, unless they don't know. Sheesh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Let me refresh this. Because you got 96 wallets. And I've seen other YouTubers. Um, actually made transactions and stuff like that. So I'm surprised that they didn't either shut it down or uh, send out a tweet saying, "Hey, we're live," unless they don't know. Because look, somebody just did a transaction 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. Like somebody else is on the site. Let me see, what can I do? I really wanted to try to delegate, but this thing is tripping. Let me try to do a 10 bone and see if that okay, let's see. This is pretty new. This? Got a mask. I think that's definitely a good route to go about, to being a delegator, because I think about it from this point. If you look at Ethereum, or even if you was a delegator for like BNB when it first started off, um, I lost my train of thoughts. It's like super late for me where I'm at. No, what I was saying is, if you think about like BNB being a, like, if you was a delegator for BNB, like right off bat, the price of BNB wasn't that high. It took roughly about a year and a half before it had that big explosion. And that's also due to the fact that BNB, when it launched its chain, it was during a bear market. It was back in I want to say 2019 ish, yeah, 2019. So they launched it, and not only that, their first setup as far as with their contract, it wasn't it wasn't as competitive as Ethereum, and I think that's where they lost a lot of their traction from. But they later on fixed that mistake and created a better smart contract to be able to implement all different types of projects. Once they did that, maybe 4 or 5 months later, because all these new projects started building on BNB chain, then it just had this big explosion. And I think our greatest advantage is that since we already have a community, we have, like, when you think about the Shibarium, we have some fanatics, and that's a good thing, because if we already have, let's say, the customers, and we're just bringing out a new product, the customers are still going to come and support it. I think so too. Fun. I think Fun is gonna run with Bone. Oh, gotcha. So Shy said not a date or time. So what are my thoughts about Paw Swap? See, the thing with me, like, I'm indifferent. Like, I don't own Paw Swap, but I'm just like neutral when it comes to it, because I always feel like if you know the market is going to determine like which swap, quote unquote, is the superior swap. So just gonna see what the market react to it, like whether most of Shibarium are gonna use Paw Swap or they're gonna use Shiba Swap. And this is something that most people don't even think about too, is like with the whole argument between Paw Swap and Shiba Swap, like what if Uniswap just comes out there and just creates on Shibarium and most people use that? Because if we take a look here, let's go to exchanges. Let's go to DEX based upon different chains. Look, the leading as far as in volume on Polygon is Uniswap. Uniswap created a DEX there. Uniswap again. Like Uniswap could easily just come to Shibarium and create their own, and they'll be the leading. Because most people, when you look at it from like a neutral standpoint, most people trust Uniswap. Now, Paw Swap, the only disadvantage that I could see them having right now is the trust factor, because you do have 50% of the Sheep army saying like, hey, we don't trust them, they're scammers. That's not my view, that's not my take on it, but that's what the current sentiment is. But at the end of the day, the market is going to decide, whether Shaitoji said that, Shiba Swap's the official, like it's, people are going to use what they feel comfortable with and what they trust. So what's going on, DIY? Appreciate that, man. Leash, from what I hear, Leash is more for, it's like your VIP ticket. I did I had maybe about 4 leash. I did sell it, but I sold it like right around here back in October. I sold my leash. I haven't bought anything. I haven't bought any back. Um, I pretty much switched it up for Shiboshis because I thought the Shiboshis was gonna hold the value a little bit stronger than leash, but yeah, they pretty much about the same. So I could always swap my Shiboshi out just to purchase the leash, but I'm like, yo, I'll just use fresh money just to be able to purchase leash again. Oh, nice. So I do have how many land did you have, Clarence? Oh, 575. You think that would be the price where Bone is gonna get at? Like once everything is launched. Let's see. If I could take a look right here. Make a little TA of it. We have, let me put it on the, take off the candles, do line. All right, so we have this resistance right here, right at the 2. Once we pass the 2, see how realistic is my 10 prediction is. Let me switch this to Shiba Swap. Can I switch it? Oops. Yeah, let me show you guys the beta. So this is the beta. So the website is Shibarium Tech, the same website that Satoshi had provided, but in front of it just put beta dot Shibarium. Beta dot, then you put Shibarium Tech, and it'll take you directly to this website. I did create a brand new wallet, so because since it's technically unofficial, because I'm still waiting for them to actually make the announcement, say like, hey, this is official, but based upon what I'm seeing here, this is the official site. So I went ahead and, like I said, create a brand new wallet, and I connected it. And once you do that, you can go to the faucet where you could get some bone. This puppy net bone, I'm assuming this is the actual the live version of it, because it won't let me go there. So I submitted just to get a little bit more bone for, and these are all test tokens too. Now, I don't think people would need tons of bone just to be able to do the transactions. But when you think about BNB as well too, like you don't really need that much BNB to be able to make transactions on it, because the fees, the gas fees, like on when you're on BNB chain, it's like 20 cents, 30 cents, like it's peanuts, especially if you're comparing it to Ethereum. Yeah, and that's the thing too, with like, let's say if it is through like 3,000 projects that's uh that's onboarding onto Shibarium. Those 3,000, they're creating, especially if they're like token projects, they're pretty much creating a separate LP with their token, which in a sense is almost like staking. They're staking away those tokens. And most projects with, let's say, a good liquidity pool, they typically have around like $300,000 worth. So this is why I think the price of it could skyrocket like really fast, really quick. So 3,000 projects, with the minimum of a decent sized LP of $300,000, the price is not going to stay at $1.74 for long. And I would even go as far as to say this, like if I'm a project and if I'm creating on Shibarium, right, I would actually go ahead and just buy my Bone token right now. The reason why I would buy it right now is because the value of Bone is going to go up. Everybody knows this, and this is why everybody's flocking in. So if you know the value of Bone is going to go up, and you buy your Bone token right now, whenever it's time for you to pair your Bone token to your LP, you'd actually be able to gain from that. So that means you'll actually need less Bone to pair in your LP, because if, let's say, Bone, by the time the launch happened, Bone is sitting at at $10, and you bought in around $1.74 as a project leader, you done pretty much 10x your return. And if your budget as far as for an LP was like 300,000, then now it's all of a sudden 3 million. Or even if you didn't want to use the whole $3 million to be able to fund your project, and you wanted to use some of those funds for like marketing, you have so much room, so much flexibility to be able to become successful. A lot of time, the reason why a lot of these projects be failing is because they don't have enough capital. So if capital's the issue, get the Bone token now. Put it aside somewhere. And once it's time for you to launch on Shibarium, you would already have the funds to be able to do well. And this is why, and I'm gonna show you a good example of a project that managed their funds wisely. I forgot what it's called. Ooh boy, oh, MDB. Yeah. Like since launch, like this is a healthy looking chart right here. They had 5 times the amount of their LP. So their LP was I want to say around 300,000, but they had like in their treasury $1.5 million. So if anything ever went wrong, kind of like how things went wrong for them here, this was right around like the Terra Luna. Like as soon as they launched, Terra Luna happened, then their price started going down, so they end up having to use some of that money that they had stored away. So if projects who are seriously looking to build on Shibarium, if I was them, I would actually just purchase my bone token, set it aside. If it's 10x, now I have 10 times the 10 times amount to be able to do anything. Like if unforeseen, expenses come up, unforeseen troubles come up, you have that capability. I think Daniel, I think 1,000 bone is enough because I'm looking at it more from a longer term. So 1,000 bone long term, absolutely. See, yeah, that's the thing. We haven't even heard much about Treat Token. So I think that would be something that they probably bring up in the hopefully next couple of days. So if you're just joining in, guys, this is actually the beta website. Got it directly from the shibariumtech.com. In fact, let me see if so I'm looking at the transaction fee. I don't know if this is this is technically like a fee, but it's like below a penny. I don't know if it's really going to be this stupidly low, but if it is, you're going to have a lot of projects want to come in. Let's see, click more detail. Oh, look at this too, guys. Burnt fees. I don't know if this is what they're going to use as far as to burn the sheep. Because if this is just going to be like a fee associated with it, I don't know, but this is pretty interesting. Ray, I truly do. I truly do believe that Bone would be as big as BNB. But yo, I think this is pretty cool. Like everything, and this is what I thought too. Everything would just be done underneath one contract. So that way it's not no like manual burn. Everything is just done automatic. Yeah, but my thing is like how much though? Like what is Treat gonna be just a stable value or is it gonna be one of those tokens? Uh because if you look at Cake from Pancake Swap, like the amount that's minted, Like I don't too much like that because at some point the value of it is just gonna keep going down like tremendously. But hopefully it's not like an unlimited mint or something like that. But I really, man, I really want to do this though. Like right here to delegate. Okay, let's see if I could change it. Change it to slow. Nope. Still need more. See if they're saying anything about it on Twitter. Shibarium beta. Nah, nothing. So one of the few people to talk about it, I guess. That is true DIY. Um, it's really just starting. Like this is where we actually start running. Like having everything built around Shibarium. Now we're gonna have the metaverse. Now that's gonna be pretty interesting with the South by West, because I do own land in the metaverse. Because imagine how much like real estate really is gonna be when the metaverse really start popping off, like in the next 4 to 5 years. Nah, this is a brand new wallet on MetaMask, so I don't have no money into it. So no, I don't think it's a scam site because I'm directly on the ShibariumTech.com, and the beta part, that's the subdomain of it. So unless a scammer actually stole the whole website, I don't think this is a scam. And not to mention because they have all the other stuff that's associated with it. They have this right here, the puppyscan.sheeb.io. And again, sheeb.io is a website that we own, and the subdomain of it is the puppy scan. So this is why I don't think it's a scam. I think it's pretty cool though. Like we could view all the blocks, transaction, pending, verified contract. Oh, and look at this. Once we start doing like the intake and getting all these projects on board, you're gonna be able to see like all the tokens that's on Shibarium. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna take a look at some of these transactions and see what's what. Look at this. 7 transaction. All right, so these were transfers. To find the Shibarium Telegram, I would go to Shaitoshi's Twitter. Let me see if I could find it. And yeah, make sure y'all be careful of this scam and also report this account right here. So if it doesn't have like the blue check mark, don't click on it. Yeah, if someone could just, because I already reported them. If y'all could start reporting them as well too. I guess it's not on here. Well, I guess I don't know. I thought it was on there. Let me see. I go here. Oh, here it is right here. So shibariumtech.com. Click Telegram and it'll automatically just take you there. Boom. Then you join the group right here. Nah, the transactions. I mean, I just clicked on this because it was like the biggest transaction, but you could actually see, hold on, let me go back to it. You could actually see like the different transaction from people who are actually doing the beta, coming in. Look, like 4 minutes ago, somebody just did a transaction on there. 6 minutes ago. So there's people on here already testing it. And the wallet address count, that's going up as well too. And since it is on the Ethereum mainnet, because one thing I was actually a little worried about, because typically you'll see like different wallets, they'll have like the different wallet address. So since it's on Ethereum, so it should be consistent with like the OX type of number, which I think is pretty cool, because that way you could have the same wallet address for Ethereum, BNB, Polygon, as well as Shibarium and Arbitrum. But yeah, you have like a whole bunch of different transactions coming in. So this is it's not live yet. So what I may do, like once everything, I think that's a good point. That is a very good point. Like when they announce it, I think when they announce it, it is gonna probably crash. Because I remember when Shiba Swap came out, yo, the website crashed because so many people, and back then we didn't even have like a million holders. So imagine like over a million people trying to rush in just to be able to see how it looks. It's definitely gonna crash. And we're constantly getting new looks from like a whole bunch of different news outlet. Like this thing is, I'm telling you guys, this is wild. To me, I feel like Bone right now is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let me tweet. Barium beta is live, bro. Unofficially. Like once it comes out, it is gonna be. What I'm telling you is, I think it's gonna be wild. And I think a lot of other exchanges as well too. They're probably just sitting on the sideline, and I could see it from their point of view, especially like if there's an exchange that heavily back Sheeb and that's like one of their biggest holding, like to get Bone and to add Bone onto their exchange as well, it's like putting yourself at double the risk because you have two assets of the same company. So God forbid if that company goes down, then I mean you're like double screwed. So I could see it from like a whole bunch of different standpoints, especially for like Binance. Because I think Binance they really wanna list Sheeb. Now with them getting on Voyager, like they're the biggest holder of Sheeb. But for them to get Bone as well too, that's just putting their as far as their risk tolerance up there a little bit too high. So the type of transaction that I could do right now, I mean, without me, I guess I need to get some of that FOSS, because I could delegate. I mean, if I had you could delegate right now, but I actually need like this little test ETH thing. Unfortunately, since this was a brand new wallet, I thought they were going to provide it, so I can't do nothing there. But I could send the Bone, like it pops up on here. Bone. I wanted to send it. In fact, I'm gonna find a wallet on here, one of these wallets, and I'm gonna send it to one of these wallets just to see. Let's go here. Oh, let me just coin balance. All right, I'm about to send him or her. I'm gonna send him one bone. One bone. And I may need a transaction as well too. Yeah, it's gonna require this crap again. Now, maybe so far I can't do nothing by the looks of it. But it is definitely cheap. And maybe okay, this is just me assuming, so please don't take it as the gospel. I'm assuming that this is supposed to act as layer 1, then the puppy net that's supposed to act as layer 2. That's what I'm assuming. Because if I get on here and do some, like I try to submit for it, it'll take me here. But the thing is, I can't program my wallet yet for this until I actually know the network. Got blocked. API. Or maybe I can get it right here. The burn rate, that part I don't know. It's very AM. It's very possible. I mean, 100 bone. Can you make 10K? Like the thing is with crypto, anything is possible, guys. All right, anything is possible because never in a million years I thought Dogecoin would reach a penny. Like when the discussion as far as like and that was me listening to other people. Like I had thought people who were like more knowledgeable than me. I had asked that question like, "Hey, do you think?" Because I had did the math. As far as like to get a million dollars for a Dogecoin, I was like, "Do you think Dogecoin will get to a penny?" And they were like, "No, the market cap is this amount. It would never." And this is why I truly hate hearing someone like saying something can't get to a certain price because of a market cap. Because that happened to me before. Like I was, someone convinced me like because the market cap was this and that, it's never gonna happen. Like that's why I said like market cap, it's really cap. Well, you're saying why is Sheeb not pumping? I mean, Sheeb is not gonna pump. This is beta. This is the beta. Like this is not the real token. This is just the test to see is everything is gonna be well and functional. Like once it start getting function, once everything, get the green light and saying like, hey, this is good. Um, we could maybe see a pump in Sheeb, but I wouldn't really expect it because overall, three out of four cryptos follow the overall market. So the leader in the market is Bitcoin. So as you could take a look at, the last 7 days of Bitcoin, it just been going down. So will she pump? It all depends if Bitcoin is pumping because you might see like a spike, then followed by some sell-offs due to the fact that people typically are going to go to where liquidity is. So if something is going up, typically that's going to provide liquidity for them to be able to get out. So I would say for me, and definitely not financial advice, um, 2023 for me, I'm pretty much buying every dip that I can. Yeah, we definitely need the documents because I'm just clicking around, like a squirrel. I don't know what I'm doing, so the documents would definitely make it a lot easier. And it looks like oh snap, they're gonna come with a wallet as well too. That's pretty cool. A Shibarium. It's Daniel. It is unofficially live because this is their website directly from it, and the stuff that I was able to do from it comes from both Sheeb's website. So it is unofficially live. You said Bitcoin is showing an inverse head and shoulder on the weekly. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. Trading view. On the weekly, 1 week. Okay, I see what you mean. It's the shoulders, it's the head. And it's, I guess, forming the other shoulder. So it really needs to, I mean, based upon just support right here or resistance, if it could bust past 25, and we could easily see what's next. 30 would probably act just as a psychological resistance area, but this will give me a better view. Yeah, so right around 30, then once it passed 30, we could see 40, guys. Ooh, even further. Yeah, right around 40. Like whole and half dollar marks typically act as resistance. So, yeah. 25, past 25, easily we'll see, testing 30. Then really the next area up would be right around 40. And I'm like, if that happens, sheesh, bone is gonna be pumping, guys. It's definitely gonna be pumping. I thought Matic went down close to about under $1. Oh, it's close. 106. And the good thing, and this is one thing I like to see too. I want to see Matic do well. The reason being because it is gonna overall feed into Ethereum. Because another aspect of it, and I don't think a lot of people realize too, if Ethereum goes to $10,000, like what most people are hoping and projecting that it can get to, it's gonna automatically raise the price of Bone as well too, since we're on the layer 2 of it. So as Polygon, Matic, as that continue to do well and keep feeding the layer 1, it's like we're helping one another. So hopefully, like I said, Polygon do well, Ethereum, if that does well, then it's gonna, yeah, the price of Bone would just beat all of our expectation. So y'all saw the latest FUD about FTX. Well, not FTX, but Coinbase. There's Lucy. Please be patient and wait for the official link. Otherwise, you may get scammed. Don't connect your bone / leave. Yeah, I definitely agree with her. That's why I created a brand new wallet for that. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the latest FUD that's going around right now is SBF. He is the co-founder or the founder of Sheeb. And it's funny enough, the people who were citing it was Coinbase. Coinbase, it said, according to the article, it was like a Coinbase executor. I'm like, yo, come on. You guys just launched your layer 2. And all of a sudden, once we start getting once we start getting traction, like it, come on, man. Like you're too transparent. That is too transparent. You launch your layer 2. We're getting traction and all these, exciting things. People excited to want to build on Shibarium, but all of a sudden you just come out of nowhere. I'm like, look like SBF might have started Sheeb. Like, come on, bro. Said, haha, do I think Unification fun? token could get in a bullish market? I think because unification, in my opinion, it is probably one of the most underrated token within the that's gonna be a part of like the whole Shibarium type tokens. And it's because of due to the amount of circulating supply. So I know this number is a little off. I think last time I checked, it was maybe around like 45, maybe 45,000. I'm sorry, 45 million. So with having a low circulating supply, and it always dictate on volume. Like if unification could manage to get, somewhere upwards in the hundreds of millions as far as in volume, then the price of unification could easily pass $100. Because at the end of the day, volume dictates. Volume is king for a project to be able to become successful. Well, I wouldn't even say become successful. To have like those big spikes. So if it could get somewhere like in the hundreds of millions of volume, like consistently, then definitely unification could get, or fund could get well above $100 in my opinion. But if not, then it would be a slower process as far as for it to get up. Oh, I didn't see that. BitBoy was promoting the SBF connection as well. I didn't know that. Well, I maybe have to take a look at it. But the thing is too, since even if that was, let's say, okay, worst case scenario, that was the case. He funded it. But the way that everything is set up, like the tokens, the contract, to my understanding, is renounced. So it's not like you could change anything in the code. And as far as the available tokens that's out there, different exchanges have them. And this is why we couldn't burn, when people was demanding like, hey, let's burn some sheep. And the team was always like, hey, we can't burn any sheep. We don't have any sheep. The only sheep that's available was in the open market. So you said, have I heard of Volt Inu? I've have as of recent, I have heard of it. Now I haven't purchased any, but I definitely do have them on my radar just to be able to see like how they still produce um in the next 4 to 5 months, because we still have a long way to go to 2024. Because for me, the Bitcoin halving is like what's really gonna put us, based upon just historical data, is what's really gonna put us into a bull market. So right now we're in March. If it ever gets to like any of these levels, like closer to these levels right here, I'm definitely gonna probably just get a starter position, because it seemed like the community is actually doing their thing, especially with all these different listings. Like they got more listing than Bone, so it's definitely good to see that. All right, Bitcoin is approaching a crucial moment. The most important support area of the last 47 days, namely 21.3. If support resist 90, we'll have a trend reversal and fall towards 25. See, whenever I do like as far as like support and resistance for me, I always try to give it a little wiggle room. So even if it breach, because a lot of time, and this is how like these market makers, this is how they typically make a lot of their money. They'll flush you out just for you to get stopped out. And once you get stopped out, that's when they're going to come in and build a position. So for something like this, instead of and I mean, of course you could do whatever you want, but for me, whenever I'm looking at like support resistance, I try to keep it as simple as possible. By using the number that I would use would be 20,000. 20,000, because even though you are absolutely correct, 21.3, but I'll at least give myself that much of a wiggle room. If I was doing like, let's say a day trade or a swing trade, because they'll flush you out real quick, boom, boom, trigger stop loss. And even at the 20K mark, that's where a lot of other people are at. So I actually wouldn't do 20K, because you could get a quick swipe, boom, followed by a big reversal. But it's tricky though. Yeah. So okay. So Zach asked Shy about the SBF, and he said that was fun. Did Shy meet Ryoshi, or was it like through anonymous? Like I never fully got that full scoop there. That's a very good question. Hopefully, question was any idea how long it will test beta before launching the real one? So I know typically, at least from the trend that I've seen with Unification, they tend to want to do at least 14 days just to see how things work. Of course, it could be longer because this is a whole layer two. Um, so it really all depends, like the type of bugs that they're finding. Um, yeah, so and I also wonder if this is something that they would also get audited as well too. Yeah, the middle journey. I think you have a solid point on that. As far as like expecting Bone to drop in price over the next 12 months. And the reason why I say that too is because B&B, like they did this, it was the same exact thing. Because when they launched, because they launched right around where we get this zoomed in. They initially launched back in April. Like, yeah, right around April. Of course, the excitement got this big run up, but it's 20. This was 2019, still a bear market. So it went down. Actually, got down all the way, or close to where it actually had its initial run up. And I think a lot of people like may not be expecting that as far as Furbone, because it, of course, is going to have this initial surge. But a lot of people during the way down, I think this is where a lot of people are going to get shaken out. And of course, with their timeline in, I want to say September 1st, that's when they upgraded their contract as far as with their smart contract to be able to implement new projects. Then you had 2020 come. I'm sorry, it was actually 2019. 2020. It was April 2020 and then September of 2020. So once they upgraded their contract right around September, you had a good 5-6 months. And again, this was like after the halving of Bitcoin. So next thing you know, just the big surge got all the way, close to $700. So definitely good to take profits, because if you do take profits on the way up, like during downward turns like this, you're not going to be as emotional, because I know the first thing that's going to pop in some people's mind is like, yo, I was up this amount. I didn't sell, I didn't take profit. So any slight pops on the way up, this is how some people are going to start exiting their positions. So chain link. I never did research on chain link, so I wouldn't even know. Chain links. Said X Fund. I don't even own any X Fund. But man, it seemed like right here it was like stupidly low. $167. And I said I was gonna take time to like educate myself on X Fund, but I haven't. I really haven't. But again, this is what attracts me. Like I see something like this, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I wonder if that's the. Let me take a look at as far as lowest circulating supply. It's the wrapped maker. Like, yo, dang. Just the fact that it only has 10. So it could, see, that's the thing with X Fund. It could easily get to 100 grand. And I could see that. Because if you think of like a NFT collection that has 10 grand, or not 10 grand, but 10,000 unique NFTs, and how some of them are worth, they some of them worth like tens of thousands of dollars, but then you have X fund that actually has utility and you're gonna need to use it. Like, yeah, it can get to, but I don't even have one. And that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of like in a hard place right now because I'm trying to build my bone position up. So I know I still have time to be able to get into X Fund in the future, and like, and also any other cryptos as well too. But my main focus is to build up my bone bag. I think if I get above 10,000, I'm super close. But if I do get above 10,000, then for sure I'm gonna start dibbling dabbling into other crypto projects. The funny thing, my mom actually have more bone than me. All in. I think I saw this 1 million supply. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this. This is a Shibarium project, right? I'm trying to get at least 10,000 bone. Right now I'm like close to 9,000. So I was just hoping we got a little flush under $1 that I could have gotten in, the rest of it. But once I get there, I'm gonna start building my position into other crypto project. But I think those Shibarium project that is gonna pretty much create a sector, if you'll say, um, any project, because the crypto market, as you probably are, as you guys probably already see, is it's almost like a monkey see, monkey do. So if a project start doing well on Shibarium, then you're gonna see a big influx of other projects trying to come in just to be able to capitalize. Now, my mom's not in crypto, but I invested for her, so she had asked me, like where should she put her money in? So I'm recommended, like, hey, I would get into Bone if I were you. So she already like what 3x her money right now. I know if I tell her now, like, hey, mom, you already 3x your money, she's gonna want to sell. So I haven't told her yet. Yeah, no, all in. I mean, I have no idea what they do, but just looking, this is the first thing I look at: circulating supply. What's the current price at? So this, just based upon that alone, I mean, I'm liking what I see so far. But I don't know what exactly what they do or don't do. Yeah, definitely gonna be the favorite out of my siblings. It's not moving. Another funny thing too with Bone 2 guys is once it really passed that $5 mark, it really doesn't have that much resistance like anywhere. Because if we think about when it first launched, the reason why the price was skipping it was because of lack of liquidity. Since it didn't have that much liquidity, that's why like I think what it got to like $48 or something like that. Trying to go back. Okay, here it is. Let's type in phone swap. That should be able to give me a little bit more data. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so once we saw actually, yeah, I remember it actually did get to 80 at one point during the launch of it, and I didn't buy anything because I was like, nah, this thing too volatile. So for the people who got in like super early on Bone, like at the launch, I wonder that anybody was able to sell like at least near the top or close to the top. Jeremy, heck yeah, 35,000. 35,000 Bone. Is that enough? Dude, are you kidding me, man? Like, you are set, brother. You are set, man. But I wonder if anybody capitalized on this, like got in like super early and just was able to sell like somewhere near the top or anywhere above, I'll say anything above $20 if you got in around like the 30 cents. Like, yeah, you're great. But if we look at it from just the currently right now, from a TA standpoint, what number is this? Ugh. These are the different support resistance area. There's obviously two. I don't know why this thing tripping. So we got two right here. $237. $320. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think all those are going to be significant because this was only on Shiba Swap. Shibarium, we don't know when the launch is. But with the beta itself, I think they might have shut it down. Looks like they might. Oh, okay, no, never mind. The beta. I mean, they should probably announce it today. I'm assuming. This is what I'm assuming because, again, it's live. People are using it. But as far as like the price, like can the price go up? I mean, anything is possible. Um, but since this is a beta, like it does something. It's more of a morale boost since it's the beta because not the actual tokens are actually being used in the test. These are all test tokens, so it doesn't do anything as far as like fundamentally, in a sense, to Sheeb. So as far as if the price is gonna go up, I would follow Bitcoin. See what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin is going up, then more likely you may see a pump on Sheeb. If Bitcoin's not going up, then you might see SHIB start to go down. So, man, that's awesome, Doug. 1 billion. And the thing too with SHIB, it's being accepted more and more places. And this is just my theory. I think SHIB is gonna start to become like a payment hub as far as like where people come to go. Like, let's say if you wanted to buy a car, buy a house, or something that big of, of an asset, I think people are going to start converting their whatever crypto that they have converted over to SHIB, since it's going to be widely accepted, because right now it's already widely accepted um, among a lot of different cryptos, or even in different places. So let's say if they had XYZ coin and they need to make a big, they just made millions upon, from XYZ coin. And now instead of them trying to cash out their XYZ coin to get capital gains and all this and that, I think what most people are going to do is convert it over to SHIB. And again, this is just my theory. And whatever asset that they need to purchase or whatever they need to purchase, they're just going to use that SHIB to be able to purchase. And the good thing about it too is, depending on what vendor that they're using, that could also contribute to token burns as well too. So if someone made, like huge, like a huge gain, a few $1,000,000, and they want to buy like a $200,000, $300,000 home, and they want to purchase it with SHIB, I mean, that's a big transaction in my opinion. So nice, you got it in at 52 cents. You said Bitcoin isn't related to SHIB ecosystem. Yeah, yeah, Bitcoin is not related to the ecosystem, but 3 out of 4 cryptos follow Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the sector leader. So wherever Bitcoin goes, typically this is where any other crypto is going to go, because you can even look at the chart right here. Like Ethereum is not in Bitcoin's ecosystem, but the chart almost look identical. And you're going to have, of course, outliers, and these are stable coins. XRP, outlier, but all the charts from the last 7 days, they almost look identical to Bitcoin. So always just keep that in mind, like whenever you're trying to you're looking to, try to figure out what direction SHIB is gonna go, just see where Bitcoin is going. I don't see, the thing is, someone asked that question, what's my thought on pause swap? I'm neutral when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, the market is going to decide which is the better swap. So whether, Satoshi say, hey, the official swap is Shiba swap, or other community members, because since this is decentralized, um, the market is going to determine. And I even said this to my answer when someone else asked, what if Uniswap comes in? If Uniswap comes in, and they might take over the market share, because if you look at other layer twos, like if we look at Polygon, the leading swap on Polygon is Uniswap. Arbitron leading swap is Uniswap again. So the market's going to decide which one's better. So whether it's Paw Swap, Shiba Swap, or Uniswap want to throw us a curveball and start building on Shibarium, I actually made a video about that. About the Voyager, but now due to the fact that CZ Binance is actually got the okay to acquire Voyager as far as to get their debt, and I even made an updated video on that as well too. The blow to Sheeb may not be that as bad at it as it was gonna be, because typically when it comes to bankruptcy, they have to pay their creditors. So they normally want to sell at just whatever price. Anytime there's any type of bounce within the market, this is when they typically try to liquidate, and they try to liquidate pretty fast. But since CZ and Binance acquired Voyager's debt, so the holders, they could potentially keep their sheep. So let's say if they're, big sheep supporter, they might just transfer it out. Some may sell, but it's not going to be a forced liquidation type of stuff, which is good in my opinion. See if anybody else did any transactions. Now we got 103 wallets connected. Yeah, these are all transfers. View all transaction. Look at the tax fee right here. It's 0.1 bone. This is nuts, man. Like, how much is 0.1 bone right now? What is it? I don't even know how to even calculate that. So it's like 17 cents. That is stupidly low, man. Sheesh. Hopefully that is the case. Let me see if they have it. Now just what? Look at the hash. The burn fee. It's a lot of zeros. That's a lot of zeros there. The CZ might. CZ a little ruthless sometimes. But I think that's pretty cool though. 17 cents just for a transaction. So it's right on par with BNB. And matter of fact, let's take a look here. Let me go to BNB. BNB. What is it? Oh, BSC scans. I'm tripping. BSC scan. Because I know they have a place where you could actually see their burn rate, and this could somewhat give us an idea. Because if our transaction, as far as the amount that we're charging for gas is comparable to theirs, and I think they burn, like, within months, they burn about, at least last time I saw, it was like maybe like $3 to $4 million. But this was just like in a bear market. Gas tracker. Well, guys, I think I'm about to call it here, guys. It was definitely fun being on this live with you guys. Gotta do it more. And definitely big congrats to everyone who gotten into Bone like super early. I mean, I don't think we're gonna regret it. Well, if you haven't done so, guys, new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm actually close to getting 3K subs. Hopefully I can get that before tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that. Random Arts, guys, I'm signing off.